For more than 110 years, the sun has risen over a grassy hilltop in Fairfield. A long white clubhouse and a beautifully cared for front lawn that's considered one of the finest golf courses in the country. It's morning when Brooklawn awakes, when juniors learn the tricks of successful tennis, and golfers search for new hope or return to blissful delusion. It's when a storied old club renews itself.
Every morning, that's the best part of the day.
Some days, it's a national championship that wakes it. Brooklawn has had 4 USGA championships, but more often, it's just Brooklawn families coming back to their second home. From the time that Bridgeport industrialist Archer Wheeler and his brother William founded the club in 1895, that family orientation has been preeminent. Around the old farmhouse, near the pond now on hole 15, or today's state-of-the-art Olympic swimming pool, families come first. And though tennis, bowling, bridge, later paddle tennis, and monthly social affairs were always part of the Brooklawn scene, it all began with golf.
Archie and his twin brother Willie were charter members.
Assuring Brooklawn's golf pedigree, Archer Wheeler hired Tom Morris, grandson of the legendary Scottish professional, to be the club's first golf professional back when the 9-hole course measured 2,600 yards. In 1911, he expanded the club to 18 holes, and in 1929, hired A.W. Tillinghast to redesign it. It was Wheeler, too, who took a young Gene Sarazen under his wing, making him Brooklawn's assistant professional and nurturing Sarazen's fledgling playing career. Replicas of Sarazen's many competitive medals are his thank you to Wheeler and the club. But if the club's golf genes are impeccable, so are its ties to the Bridgeport community. Wheeler was a people person, and from the beginning, Brooklawn served as the social center for Bridgeport's leading families.
When Bridgeport was an industrial city, the heads of all those companies belonged here.
Tradition is important here. The annual Archer Wheeler tournament being just one example. Or consider that Peter Bly is one of only 3 superintendents to care for the Tillinghast layout, for example. But it's tradition, reborn every day in service to its members, changing lives.
This is not a place where people's immediate reaction is, no, we're not doing that. Rather, it's how can we do it and how can we do it right. And Brooklawn's history is an integral part of culture here, and people respect it and honor it, and something that we're all very proud of.
Bridgeport matured, and its suburb life continued to serve the community, but gradually became the Fairfield's less formal social hub. With a few exceptions like the Governor's Ball, formal dances have given way to more casual get-togethers, and children are gladly seen and heard more than they were in the distant past.
The club has evolved into a very family-friendly place.
My children have loved every minute of being here.
And we've enjoyed using the golf and the tennis and the pool. We bring the kids up all the time. It's been a lot of fun.
But customs like jacket only in the dining room give the club a sense of propriety that Wheeler would recognize today. Over the years, it has continued to serve as the home of Connecticut leaders, like Governor and Connecticut Supreme Court Justice Raymond Baldwin. Swimming, bowling, paddle, and tennis facilities have all been recently upgraded. But golf remains at the heart of Brooklawn. The club was one of the original 25 USGA clubs and has hosted 4 national championships: the 1974 Junior Amateur, the 1979 U.S. Women's Open, the 1987 Senior Open, and the 2003 U.S. Girls Junior Championship.
I'll never forget walking into the clubhouse with my brother-in-law and seeing Gary Player being interviewed in our living room. And it was just a moment I'll never forget. And then I saw Arnold Palmer coming up the 18th fairway during one of the practice rounds, and it made the hair stand up on the back of my neck.
Great golfers: Brooklawn's own national champion Georgina Bishop, a friendly, frequent visitor Julius Boros, 3-time state amateur champion Parker Seeley, and loads of other great players over the years have added to its reputation as a players' club. Of all of those, 2 players and their decades-long rivalry stand out. Artie Williams, a phenom who won the club championship at 17 and would become the Yale captain in 1940, and his lifetime rival and playing partner Alfie Winter. They were 2 but not the only great players at the club.
In 1956, they had the state amateur here at Brooklawn.
Over a 20-year period, Williams and Winter met in the club championship almost every year, but played toughest perhaps when they played as partners.
We were, as I said, perennial rivals here, and yet we were good friends.
Having nurtured and challenged so many great golfers over the years, the great Tillinghast design was restored and upgraded 5 years ago with the help of architect Ron Force. To Force, it stands proudly beside other nearby Tillinghast gems, Bethpage Black, Baltusrol, and Wing Foot.
These green sites and the putting surfaces themselves are easily amongst the best in the state. And they're amongst the really, really finely constructed and designed Tillinghast greens that can be found anywhere.
Other people talk about wanting to play Cypress Point if they could only play one course, but to me it's Brooklawn.
A great competitive venue, Brooklawn is a wonderful place to begin the game as well. Under the guidance of professional Brad Worthington staff, its junior program is flourishing. Its young competitors are some of the strongest in the state and getting stronger. Come by on summer weekday morning and you'll see literally hundreds of undersized sandbags on the way to the range.
It's challenging to the most expert golfer, as well as a person who's a beginner and just learning the game. One of our strengths that has developed over the past few years is the emergence of our juniors.
As it has so many times in the history of the club, the current class of juniors will supply Brooklawn's leadership for years to come. And for that reason, the future is bright. Giles Payne, who led both the women's and senior opens at Brooklawn, is a former club president, whose father also served as president.
Wonderful institution that's very healthy financially. As a former president, I'm very happy to see that. And it'll be around for another 100 years.
Welcome to Brooklawn.